Imagine two individuals earning the exact same high salary over a single decade. By the end, one is wealthy, while the other is completely broke. We naturally assume that a larger paycheck automatically equates to a higher net worth, but income is only half the equation. The corporate world provides a clear warning here. According to a U.S. bank study, 82% of business failures do not happen from a lack of sales. They collapse because of catastrophic cash flow mismanagement. Personal wealth operates on this exact same principle. Salary is merely an illusion of wealth, a top-line revenue number. Your actual financial survival depends entirely on the mechanics of your cash flow. Profit is a paper metric that vanishes when money is tied up. Cash flow is your actual liquidity. Your salary doesn't just sit statically. It continuously drains into three hidden buckets: operating, financing, and investing. Mapping how your money moves through these three channels provides the mathematical framework to transition from a high-earning worker to a truly wealthy individual. Let's examine the first bucket. Operating cash flow is the baseline daily expense required to simply run and maintain your lifestyle, your housing, food, and transport. Subject A funnels their salary into depreciating expenses, intentionally reducing their operating margin to zero. Meanwhile, Subject B rigorously caps operating expenses below income. By keeping outflows constrained, they deliberately manufacture surplus cash at the bottom of the funnel. Running your life at a zero operating margin makes building wealth mathematically impossible. If every dollar leaves the system, the initial size of your salary is irrelevant. This brings us to the second bucket, financing cash flow. In personal finance, this represents debt, specifically credit cards and consumer loans used to bridge the gap when that operating margin hits zero. Subject A utilizes auto loans and credit balances to artificially inflate their lifestyle, heavily leaning on negative financing flows. This specific type of debt acts as a financial parasite. By spending tomorrow's money today, they permanently cripple their future financial capacity before the paycheck even clears. Subject B violently rejects bad debt. By refusing to borrow for consumer goods, their entire future cash inflow remains untouched and fully available. Toxic financing actively destroys the runway required to build future wealth, sacrificing long-term stability to pay for the present. This diagram shows the ultimate mechanism for wealth creation: investing cash flow. You convert labor surplus into a passive engine. Investing outflows purchase assets that generate their own inbound cash. Notice Subject A's investing bucket is empty. Without assets, they rely entirely on physical labor. The structural rule of wealth is rigid. If you do not construct an investing cash flow, you do not have an engine for freedom. Let's initiate a 10-year time jump to analyze how these underlying cash flow mechanics radically diverge over a long period. This graph visualizes the decade. Inflation and unchecked lifestyle creep have completely eroded Subject A's high salary, leaving their net liquidity in free fall. Subject B's line curves exponentially upwards on the same graph, violently breaking past the upper bounds of the original salary marker. Time relentlessly exposes the fatal flaw of relying solely on top-line revenue instead of building an underlying asset engine. The final reality is absolute. One individual is stressed and permanently trapped by the illusion of their paycheck, while the other is liberated by the liquidity of their assets. Wealth is a systemic outcome of your financial plumbing, not the size of the water source. Your financial habits and the mechanics of your cash flow matter infinitely more than your salary.